The visuals that you're about to see have something in common. You can call it a secret sauce or a secret node. Now, what is it? It is a complex node, but it's very easy to use, and it's part of our AAA material package. The name of the node is Mask Natural, but you can just call it Natural. If you remember, in our last video we have textured this little guy named the kid. And in these following examples, I will show you how to bring him to life with realistic effects that will add shadow, animated shadow, light, and color. Now, of course, not only will we work with the kid, we'll also use the same principle on environments and so on. So here I have used area lights and I have enabled the nodes. You can do that with the aerial light and spotlight. And I have added the mask natural. So from this point on, it really doesn't matter what you do, it's just experimenting. Here, for instance, I will add a few matte nodes like ping pong or whatnot, and I will just play with it to get desired result. The setup is really simple. All I need is the mask natural and the mapping and texture coordinate. Then I can do blending with either vector matte or vector mix, or I can even add some sort of a noise texture and so on. You have seen that the effect, the shadow and the light was animated. It was moving on the surface of the kid, and I did that by just plugging the value node to one of the sliders, one of the inputs, and I typed hashtag frame slash 50, 60, 100, whatever you want to make it faster or slower. So here's the next example. I wanted to achieve the effect of the colored glass in some interior, maybe a church or some sort of a temple or wherever. And for that I have used almost identical setup as in the previous example. So just playing with the mask natural, since it has mask outputs but also color outputs, I can add color and get very interesting results with it. Now, the cool thing about area light and the spotlight is that you can play with the spread and the resolution and the size. So you can also change the shape, and this affects the softness of the effect. So you can have a sharper shadow or softer shadows and so on. Here I have also used this same mask natural and applied it to the volume scatter, so I can have a more atmospheric look. Also, I have played with other masks available with the AAA material like dots or rectangular, and this is really up to you what you want to achieve. Both of these examples took maybe 30 minutes. So in this next one, we have used the mask natural, actually its color outputs, to give additional light to the environment. Here I'm mixing the sky texture with the mask natural, and on this dripping gold you can see the reflections that it has. In this next example, I was playing with the environment. I have used some of the templates from the terrain mixer package. I have colored the bottom of the lake and also the sky behind the mountains or the islands. So as you can see here, I'm just dragging and dropping terrain templates from terrain mixer assets, placing them in the scene. Now I will also add another object, which will be the water surface, and the water surface is just transparent. Here you can see we already have an interesting texture on the surface. This is not what I'm after. I want to create a lake bottom that looks like it has some sort of a vegetation or something sitting beneath the water plane that I have added previously. And this will have a nice effect when we do the final render, because when the camera will be rotating down, you will see a slight difference between the ripples on the water surface and this colored bottom of the lake. The same principle was used for creating the sky behind these islands. I just wanted to make it more interesting. As in the previous example, I'm adding the mask natural to the sky, mixing it with the sky texture, and very fast I got this very interesting looking sky, a bit stylized, abstract, and I think it's a good match to this whole scene where we have this colorful lake bottom. You see here I'm adding some ripples to the surface of the lake. I wanted to make it look cold. I don't know how well this was achieved, but this was my goal. And here it is. Here is the almost the final setup. You see terrain templates have a bit of a snow there, so I really wanted to get this cold atmosphere somewhere far away. I have played a bit with the scanned objects also available inside terrain mixer package. Here I decided to bisect one of the rocks and change the material on this resulting angon, this cut area. So same thing, just adding the mask natural. Of course I did have to adjust the UVs of this slice and apply a new material to it, but after that I was just playing with the mapping and with the mask natural to achieve the desired look. Now this doesn't look really realistic, because you see that I like playing with the wild colors, but I did want to get this sort of a pattern that you could see in some minerals, some stones that may be used later for creating the jewelry and that kind of stuff. Of course, as you can see here, you can play with the light. So you can use either mask output or color output as emission. It's really up to you and your imagination. Here I'm playing with the mapping magic node, also available inside the AAA material toolset, and I'm adding a bit of noise to get this marble-ish looking texture on this cut. And that's it. So for this example I also added the same mask natural to the floor, just to make it look more interesting for this fast render. You can also play with lights to get even better atmosphere here, and for this example I didn't use any texture for these lights, because these are just point lights. A few of them have been added and I have colored one blue and the other one red, and the third one was just default white light. And this was the final scene. After that, I wanted to play a bit combining the spherical mask and the natural mask together with some weird mapping, and the goal was to try and get the effect of dripping color. You know that with the package you already have some textures of ink spots and blobs and whatnot, but this time I wanted to do it fully procedurally. So I have played with a spherical mask. I have added a mapping magic node to combine different types of mapping, and also added some noise, which is also available with that node. And then I used the linear mask to combine original mapping with additional mapping node, where I changed the scale on the z-axis, I think, mostly, to get this dripping effect. The mask natural node was used just to break this spherical mask a bit. It's not fully realistic, but it did help to get this stylized looking splash on the face of the kid character. With the same mask natural node, I have added the bump details, and in the end I have also added a bit of metallic effect. And that's it. I hope you like this update, and let me know what you think. Cheers.